Ray Young. Ray became GM's Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer in March 2008, and he's been trying to give the job back ever since. He was previously GM Group Vice President Finance since November 1st, 2007. Prior to that, he was President and Managing Director of GM do Brasil. He joined the finance staff of General Motors at its Canadian headquarters in Oshawa, Ontario, and was transferred to the General Motors Treasury operations in New York City in 1988, where he progressed through various management positions. Ray has also been recognized for his contributions. In October 2002, Young received the Organization of Chinese American Corporate Achievement Award. In addition, he was recognized by Gold Sea Asian America Daily as one of the 70 most influential Asian Americans, and in 2007, is a 2007 recipient of the Museum of Chinese in the Americas Legacy Award. He was recognized by the Brazilian press in 2006 as Automotive Executive of the Year, and in 2007 by Autodata as Brazilian Automotive Executive of the Year. Ray, would you like to join us?
Just briefly, some comments. This year we celebrate our 100th anniversary of General Motors, and so we're going to be entering our next 100 years, the next century of General Motors. And I think it's very appropriate that we talk a little bit about diversity as we enter the next 100 years. I've been with General Motors since 1986. And my career is kind of an interesting career because I'm not from the Detroit area. In fact, I'm not American. I'm actually Canadian of Chinese descent. And my parents actually immigrated from China to Canada with basically no money. My father started off washing dishes in a Chinese restaurant just to earn enough money in order to put their kids through school. So I feel very, very fortunate that sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night wondering, how did I ever get to the position that I ever got to? But it really is a story about the United States, America, whereby America does offer the opportunity for people to achieve their dreams. And from my perspective, General Motors has been incredible in terms of offering myself as well as many, many employees the opportunity to do something that we never could imagine we could ever do. And so when I think a little about what General Motors has done for me, I've basically worked in all 4 regions of the world. I worked in the United States, I worked in Europe, I worked in Asia, I worked recently in South America and Brazil, now in Detroit. And for me, I feel comfortable, doesn't matter where I am in the world, I feel as comfortable working in Belgium, working in China, working in Tokyo as I do working in Detroit. But I think this is what General Motors is all about in the future, because General Motors, sometimes I laughed at GM. We should really rename our company. It should be General Motors, it should be Global Motors, because this is what General Motors is all about. It truly is Global Motors now. And when you think about where General Motors is going to grow in the next 100 years, it's going to grow in the United States and all the different diversity markets. The Hispanic population, as an example, one of the fastest growing populations in the United States. It's going to grow in all the different emerging markets around the world, whether it be Asia or South America, where I just got back from. It's going to grow in Russia. So when you think about General Motors or Global Motors, it really is the next 100 years of the automotive industry. And I feel very, very fortunate being a member of the executive team participating in this type of amazing growth. Without doubt, we've gone through some challenges over the past year. I think the timing for me taking this job, is there a correlation here between, I'm not sure. I read over the holidays, Motor Trend magazine said Ray Young probably has the least enviable job in General Motors right now. Well, I guess maybe. But it's also quite exciting because as we went through the last quarter, like September, October, November, December, and I can assure I spent a lot of time in Washington talking with Congress people, senators, and recently with the U.S. Treasury negotiating the loan deal. One thing that it does really make you proud is the fact that a lot of people are cheering for General Motors. A lot of people are cheering for General Motors to be successful. People realize that General Motors is important to the United States. It's actually important to the world. And when I talk to a lot of the folks saying we can't allow General Motors to fail, because if General Motors failed, it really would be really catastrophic for the U.S. economy and the global economy. That's what that's what makes me wake up every morning, because it's very invigorating in order to really deal with the crisis that we're having right now, and really turning this crisis into a great opportunity for General Motors to lead us to the next 100 years. So again, I want to really welcome everyone to join this this breakfast this morning. I think we have an amazing show. I mean, a lot of people are saying whether the North American Auto Show is going to be more subdued. It's not going to be more subdued. I mean, it's not going to be glitzy, but it's going to be a very, very great show in order to demonstrate the products that we have for the United States and the rest of the world. So again, welcome. And I think we open up for Q's and A's.
Yeah, I think what we'll do, and I guess my voice is projecting, we can open it up. Young Yu has a microphone, so if there are questions, raise your hand. But if you think you have a full voice, have at it. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is for Mr. Young. Could you clarify for it's my understanding that as part of the loan package that General Motors is required to supply a plan as to how you move forward. Could you sort of share with us, clarify for me what that involves and where you're at in that process?
Yeah, as part of the loan, we're going to be submitting a plan to the U.S. government on February 17th. And it basically will address all the issues regarding competitiveness and viability for our company. And so we're going to deal with issues such as labor competitiveness. We're going to deal with issues regarding the VIBA. We're going to deal with issues regarding the debt structure of the company or the capital structure of the company. And we're going to deal with a lot of other elements of the plan, our products, our focus on the environment, on fuel economy. So it's going to be a very, very comprehensive plan. As you know, on December 2nd, we submitted a plan to Congress. Our February 17th plan basically will be this December 2nd plan enhanced further with more details. And we're working on it. In fact, I mean, my team's working over the weekend on it. We're going to be going nonstop up to February 17th, but we're very, very confident this is going to be a fantastic plan for General Motors, and it will address all the questions that the U.S. government had.
As a follow-on to that, could you sort of share with us where you see General Motors in 5 years once the plan is implemented?
I see General Motors being a company, for example, in the United States with a very stable market share. It may be a little lower in terms of share versus where we are right now, but the most important thing is to have a stable market share and a profitable market share, and a focus on probably fewer products, fewer brands. But for the products and brands that we have, it'll be supported with a lot of good marketing support, product development support, and that's the key right now, is to have a stable, profitable share in the United States. I see General Motors continuing to grow around the world. I see the markets of China, I see the markets of Russia, India, Brazil, so-called BRIC countries. They will be the drivers of the global automobile industry in the future as the population grows and as the wealth continues to grow. And so I see General Motors continuing to invest in these countries and supporting that type of growth. And that's the reason why I really do believe it really is global motors. I mean, the United States will always be the most important market in the world. But at the same time, the BRIC countries and all the other emerging market countries are going to be critical for any global automobile manufacturer.